What up? What up? What up? What up?
Bam, 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 bam.
Pow! Pow! That's a shotgun, right?
I
Bang!
don't know
Bang!
what you think you shooting off. That recoil is like ping. No, that shit is ping.
She over here hating, y'all. Haters, because my gun is better.
Well, welcome to another episode of Like I Was Saying.
Yes.
With
Your girl Velvet and
your girl Fee Baby.
you are so giddy.
Welcome
Giggity.
back. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Giddy. I can never be a rapper. I do not say shit fast at all.
Some rappers are though.
Oh, so I ain't got the sick rhymes. I ain't got the sick.
So there's more to it. It just won't the fast
Mind
rapping.
your business.
It just won't the fast rapping, y'all.
I feel like you're coming for me. I don't like it.
Hopefully y'all are having a great week. Had a great 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
You know, of course it was my birthday weekend.
What did you do?
You know, I was with this heifer all weekend.
Whew, yes. Yes, from your
Basically-
birthday literally on.
Literally, until Sunday. Yeah. Shit, for real.
Yes.
So yes, Thursday was my birthday, the 1st, Cancer, woo. And then we went to birthday dinner, which was wonderful. I didn't eat much, but I had fun. It was seafood, was my favorite food in the entire world. So that, and then Friday I chilled. I'm trying to think what I did Friday, like during the day, but I can't really think of it. But we had a game night Friday night, which was fun. It really was more karaoke than games. I think we may have played one game.
Yeah, I think we played the culture tag game again.
Culture tag game, and then other than that was karaoke. I lost my voice. Like, yeah. Even now I can't, like, I'm not going to be able to.
Can't hit the Mariah notes?
Not
gotcha.
the Mariah this time, y'all. Okay? But yeah. So I lost my voice. And then Fee Baby and my best friend surprised me with a trip to Maryland. We went to Baltimore and went on a boat. I'm on a boat. How'd that go?
I'm on a boat and it's going fast and that's all I know. And
I don't know any of it. All I know is I'm on a boat. And I don't know how to go or anything.
Okay. All right. You know.
So we went on a boat. We ate some good food, seafood.
Yes. Yes. The common theme there.
Yeah, I think I ate a lot of seafood throughout the whole weekend. I definitely ate a lot of seafood. And, you know, drank a little bit. You know, sip, sip. We played more games and did karaoke again on Saturday night.
Yeah.
My voice was dead. Like I was like, I was really trying, but it was not working. And then Sunday was July 4th, and we drove back from B-More, chilled for a bit, and then we saw fireworks.
We figured out a pro tip for fireworks, especially if you go to like Mount Trashmore.
Yeah.
Park in a parking lot a couple blocks away. You still get the effect, but beat the traffic.
Fact. The traffic is terrible. I'm not for the traffic. I don't like traffic in general, so yeah.
That's why I said if we were going to go, I wasn't driving. Refused.
You didn't want to drive.
I'd love to partake. I love fireworks, but
It was not for you.
whoo, that drive, that crowd just gives me anxiety that I can't.
I'm wait. So that was cool, and then we watched the movie.
Tomorrow's War.
I
I think his name's Chris
Pratt. See, I helped.
Appreciate you. Right. Boom, there.
Chris Pratt's movie. You know. Yep. And then
Yeah.
we were off on the 5th, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think I did much. Oh, I saw my sister and drank the rest of my punch that I made for game night.
Guys, this punch that was concocted,
By yours truly.
my goodness. I had to
Diluted.
mix the punch with like cranberry juice or something to cut it. It was so, you would think you were drinking straight liquor from this punch.
I don't know about that.
You called it dirty beach water.
But basically.
Put 50 colors in and expect it to come out a pretty color.
But it wasn't supposed to be. It's just because it was so strong, we wanted to add the blue to it, which was the punch. And we were like, okay, but then it made it that color, and I was like, oh,
kind of went off the rocks.
yeah,
there.
it went off. It looked like Virginia Beach water.
Common theme.
Yup.
Gotta represent from where you're at.
Facts, but don't get in that water though. So that was So I had that, and I put real pineapples in it, which Fee Baby just got to partake in, cause I made it on Friday night. We left on Saturday morning to go out of town. I emptied out the punch and stuff on Monday, so it was soaking the whole weekend until Monday when I emptied it out. Took the pineapples out and put them in a container with a little bit of the juice and had them in the fridge. Today is Wednesday. I had one on Monday. My best friend had one, and then I gave my sister one. I gave two of my other friends one. And I almost like, God damn, this is like literally a shot in a pineapple. It's a pineapple shot.
Like, where was the pineapple? I want to know where the pineapple was. I was struggling, like, eyes were
That's
like.
how her eyes were for real.
I literally, I was like, I can't.
That's how her eyes were for real.
I can't
They would
process it. I couldn't keep them straight. That pineapple was strong. You hear me? It's got me. It's got me a little hot now. That shit was strong.
It was delicious. I enjoyed it.
No, absolutely not. I'm so glad you had that perspective. Sounds like you enjoyed it a lot more than I did.
I think everybody did. My sister did too. But we're built from a different cloth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Our parents were,
I won't take that from you. You're absolutely built differently than me. I won't take that from you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, my sisters, because everybody was like, you need to warn everybody when they come in before they get the punch. And I was like, I don't need to warn my sisters because they're just going to drink it. But I still did. And I said, try to do like a half a cup of punch and then get your own, because we bought like juices you could mix with it just in case you needed to. And they drank it and was like, not as good how it is. And I said, that's what I said.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, no Pam. No, ma'am, no ham, no Pam.
But I think you're the only one to mix. I think you are.
I'm cut from a different cloth than you and your family and your friends.
Yeah, because best friend definitely. I don't think he mixed.
At all.
I'm trying to, no.
Maybe for one. That's how strong it was. He was pouring them as if they were shots, like a glass of whiskey.
Mm-hmm. I'm
like, that is how you know how strong this punch is. If like they're only filling up their cup like this much. Like, that's a problem. That's why I just stick with, my wines, my seltzers. Those do me good. Those do me real good.
I realized wine give me migraines. Because I had a little bit last night and literally woke up with a migraine. I was like, I don't get it. I could take some shots and be good, but for some reason wines do not work well with my head.
That's fair. I used to be like that when I would drink like a whole bottle of wine.
Well, that's a whole bottle.
Yeah, it is.
Regardless of what it is, it's still a bottle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that might get your head hurting. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit.
just the itty bitty bit. But well, I'm glad you enjoyed your weekend.
How did you enjoy your weekend?
It was good. I enjoyed the time we all spent together. I think it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Personalities very much meshed very well together.
Mm-hmm. Your sister was fun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited that she came.
Yes. And I met your other friend.
Winda.
Yes, Miss Winda. It was a really good mix of people, and sometimes that can be tricky, especially when you have like different friend groups.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say your male best friend, I think he's a good in between like person because he knows Winda and you obviously. Mm-hmm. And then he now knows myself and my sister. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like just taking two different groups and just like
meshing them.
Yeah, but I think it was really good. We all got along really well, and for the most part, no one got super wasted.
You know. Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, for the most part, my weekend was your weekends. Except for Monday. Monday, I had my nieces and nephew over. My sister came over with the kiddos. And we blew up a pool in the backyard. Filled up some water balloons.
Well, y'all had a whole party.
And then we cooked out for a little bit. Took forever. This one I like cooking out. I don't mind other people like doing it. I can't stand grilling myself. It just takes so long.
I don't do
it. It takes so long. I think we started like 5 or 6. I don't think we ended until like 10. It just was so much. The food was good. Food was great. Kids loved it. And yeah, that was pretty much.
And she didn't bring me no food, y'all. Rude.
So what's crazy is I actually invited her.
Yes, but it was a family event, so I did not go.
Oh, well, that's your perspective. So
it was. Who was there that won't family?
I wouldn't. So we're always together, first and foremost. You know that's for a fact. My family, my mom, my sisters, we're always together. So it's not like when we're together, it's a family thing. We just always be together.
Not all of y'all.
A lot of the time, yes. We usually be together a lot. So
it was a family event, and I wanted to make sure they get family time because we literally spent 8 days together.
Only some days a week, but we spent all 8 of them together.
Exactly. All 8 days together. But literally it was what? We did the party on whatever day that
Monday.
Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday.
I think we did record Tuesday that week. We did record
so
Tuesday.
I didn't see you Wednesday, but then I saw you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Monday.
So basically, yeah.
Touche. Touche.
And I hung out with my sisters. Well, sister and her friend. That was cool. Had a good weekend. I think it was a long, lovely vacation for myself.
You did. You just came back to work today.
Yep.
After a long hiatus.
It was just a week.
Well, for the person who plays your backup while you're gone.
You don't take no week vacation. Because I don't know how that's going to go. No, I'm just playing.
Look, I have a week planned at this point. I might just keep it off for shits and giggles.
When?
Thanksgiving.
Bitch, I'm off that week too.
But you start talking about giving some of that back.
I was only going to give Monday, Tuesday.
Well, I'm going to keep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday off.
Yeah. Now I was going to give Monday, Tuesday, but... Because I was like, I don't ever really do anything for Thanksgiving unless I go out of town. And that's usually just to Richmond, so...
Touche.
And I don't remember if this is my Thanksgiving or not.
Gotcha. You got kids you got to think about. Got it.
Got
it.
So, you know...
Yeah.
That part there. But we have a surprise for y'all. See?
So we have been long agonizing over what the hell to call the people and the family of which watch us and who partake in our foolery.
Her foolery.
Every week. So, you know, we thought long and hard.
It was so hard.
And Velvet came up with the most obvious answer.
You know, sometimes you just got to go back to the roots.
It was right in front of us all along.
All along.
Yes.
We're all in this together.
Okay. Gotcha.
Something. I don't know the words.
Let me just go ahead and stop you now.
I don't know the words.
Let me just go ahead and stop you now.
I feel like I should know because I used to watch it.
Wildcats.
Ah! My niece loved.
Oh, please. This is a bruise. Don't mind it. I'm not getting beat. I'm just white. And on top of being white, I bruise extremely easily. So this may be here for another couple weeks if I wear shorts.
I've been there for like 80 days, y'all.
Yeah.
I think she lied to me.
No, there's a couple other ones, but that's definitely going to be
the biggest motherfucking one. Every time I'm looking like someone hit the fuck out her leg, Lord. She was having rough sex and they knocked the shit out.
I wish that was the story. I ran into a bedpost. I was like, fuck! So she goes, what? I said, I ran into the bedpost and I know it's going to be a couple weeks, maybe about a month before this bitch goes away.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hurt at all.
No, it looks very painful.
It's just going through its phase of breaking up all the blood that came up. And I had a lady one time when I was getting my feet done. She saw a bruise like on my shin, and she goes, the way to get rid of it is you're supposed to like take your finger and massage the area. So she took it upon herself to do this.
It was painful.
That shit hurt like a bitch because she was not like lightly. She was like, boom, boom,
Did it work?
boom, boom. No, and the bruise did not hurt before, but it hurt after she was done. I'm not massaging no bruises. Just gonna let them just take their natural course.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make that a thing.
She lied. She was having rough sex.
I so wish I
and
had
the
something way
person
more
put a
exciting.
leg up like that, right?
Head like you a wrestler.
Ha! Huh.
That's what I wish I
She
had.
put a leg up, and they hit. That's when it hit the
I should
toes.
make up something way more entertaining.
Absolutely, because that's exactly what I would have said.
I was being gripped too hard.
Nope, that's not a grip. It really looks like
Depending on
someone.
where. And
Someone hit you. Nah, it looked like.
no, I've had hand marks just from being gripped before.
But that's not a hand mark bit. That's a
Somebody
damn.
with a baseball
That
bat.
looked like a ball, or either someone bit the fuck out. You could do the bite. You know, I was tearing his ass up, and he bit into my skin, and that's what happened.
Took your soul out.
Yeah.
It's in my leg.
And he
now.
was like, and he bit me like that. I was like, damn, you a vampire? See, that's a whole story. I just made it up.
There we go. But it's okay, guys. It's okay. You don't have to worry
I'm glad you
about
talked
me.
about it, because I feel like it'd be in the comments. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is
What
going
the
on?
fuck is on her leg? It's okay, guys. I'm not in
And I
trouble.
definitely would have responded and be like, she keeps saying ain't no person abusing her, but I don't know.
So yes, what we're going to call our extended family.
Mm-hmm.
Misguided Hoes.
Facts, because she's one.
Misguided Hoes.
Yeah.
It was there all along.
It really was. Because I literally could not come up with anything. And then I was reading through it, and I was like, bitch, like,
Sometimes the most
simplest thing.
is right in front of you.
In front of your eyes. So yes, y'all are misguided hoes just like us.
Yes, we are the misguided hoes together
Yeah.
on this journey.
Mhm. But hoes is not spelled, you know, the old-fashioned way.
No, it's not spelled H-O-E-S. It is actually
H-E-A-U-X-S.
Yeah, hoes.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. If you see them, point them out. If you see them, point them out. No, you're too late. I did it before you. It don't count.
Boo. Comment. Let us know what you think now that we have finally arrived to this. How you like the name?
How you like me called misguided hoes?
Yeah.
Everybody is a hoe at some point in their life.
And most definitely, we're 9 times out of 10 misguided. Just trying to find our way through this world.
Absolutely, that peas. If not the hoes, you are at least misguided.
Yes. If nothing else.
Fact.
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes you're both. You're a misguided hoe. Or you were. You know. I definitely was a hoe back in the day.
Oh.
I don't know about
That's the only thing we're copping to? It's back in the day?
Yeah, bitch, I am not that now. I ain't been a hoe in a long time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
You know.
I'm proud of you for hanging that up.
You know. You know. So when was you a misguided hoe then? I don't think I can hear you. You gotta speak louder.
I'm not a player.
Oh, no one said nothing about player.
I ain't a player. I just crush a lot.
I was just gonna say it. Go away. Anyways, yes, comment. Let us know what y'all think. If y'all like it, don't like it. If you don't, help us come up with something better.
Yeah, always taking suggestions. I'm very much like misguided hoes, but we're workshopping a lot of this as we go along.
Facts, all that.
So
100%.
there's that. So jumping on in, there's been a lot of
shit going on in the world.
Yes. So one of the first things that actually hit, I think once we wrapped last week, is that Bill Cosby was released and all of his charges have been dropped. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody anticipated that to happen. Let me speak for myself. I didn't think that was about to happen. I wasn't on my radar. Didn't think that was going to be a thing. My understanding, all charges are dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not some that are still outstanding, waiting to be heard.
They're all dropped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have any thoughts on that?
No, no, I didn't really think it was gonna happen either. You don't think something's gonna happen, but when it does, it's not like a surprise. So it wasn't like, oh my God, that's crazy that he got. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just with the justice system in general, when things happen, I'm not surprised by it.
Like no matter what, no matter who's involved, you're not surprised by it?
It's very rare that I am surprised by it in this day and age. Back in the day, it'd probably be different, but now it's just like, yeah, I don't foresee something that would surprise me.
I guess I just feel like because him along with Harvey Weinstein were made to be the face of pretty much the Me Too movement, of like the main people that everyone was coming out accusing, stating what happened. So it's just very shocking to me that almost like them two are going down as martyrs for the cause, and then he gets released. So I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to go, if additional charges get brought up. I think, like Lisa Bloom, one of the main people who represent people that, victims of sexual assault, harassment, she spoke out with like her disdain for what happened. Someone else who spoke out was Felicia Rashad. She pretty much put out her support of Cosby and was pretty much saying, happy that, he's where he's at pretty much, not the decision was the way it was. So she got
and I love her.
Yes, and it's also pretty interesting because she just became a prominent figure at Howard University. She was provided a position there over students, and not only did she just receive a lot of backlash from the public as a whole, but Howard actually put out a statement pretty much
saying all of it,
disavowing what she said. There was speculation that she might actually lose her position at Howard for it. She is supposed to be taking like pretty much sexual harassment awareness and assault awareness classes, because a lot of people, regardless of what her support is, they deem what she did as insensitivity to people who are victims of
sometimes you just gotta learn to be quiet.
That is the thing that, like, I'm wondering, right? So if you believe, obviously they have a long history together, and if you truly believe what happened to your friend is an injustice and that they didn't deserve to be there and that you support them, at that point, because of public opinion, do you keep that to yourself? Because is someone truly who you have that connection and that bond with?
So does she believe he's innocent, or is she just supporting him because they're friends? I think those are two different things.
I think that she believes he's innocent. That.
Or was there? I didn't really watch that whole thing, so I'm not gonna lie. Was there full proof of what was happening?
I think there was a lot of circumstantial stuff. Obviously these rapes happened so long ago that there's not a lot of physical evidence to be provided.
Did he ever admit to it?
No.
That's interesting. So I guess because there's not evidence and it's circumstantial, which could literally be anything.
Right.
Then she's like, well, he's saying he didn't do it. There's not really any true evidence. And y'all are just, since they have been friends since way back in the fucking day.
Yeah.
Then maybe she really doesn't believe that he's done it. In that case, keep the thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what was going through her head. Like she had to have known
that she was going to go south.
Everything kind of around her was potentially going to be put in jeopardy from that. Like between
maybe
her.
Maybe she said it a different way. I don't know what she could have said, but because I don't know specifically what she said. So what did she specifically say?
Well, hold on. Give me a moment. I got you.
So did she just say like, I'm supportive of him. He is innocent, or I don't even know what you can really say.
I'm about to pull up. Hold on.
I don't know. Oh.
Let's see. actually give me the actual
statement. Probably not.
No. It was literally available.
Well,
yeah, I'll see about. Hold on, because it was. Come on, man, you can do it.
You can do it. How?
You can do it.
Oh no.
I thought I sent it somewhere, but I don't guess that I did.
Oh, it's fine. So basically, it seems like she was supporting him, and it went south.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. It definitely went south with her. I said it was pretty much supporting him, and you could hear it in the way it was being said that she was denouncing his accusers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the big thing there is that it's not just like someone was accused of some type of petty crime.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man who's being accused of like raping a lot of women.
Yeah.
And so denouncing him, whether guilty, not guilty, or indifferent, it's almost like a layer of insensitivity to the victims
Mm-hmm.
of like actual assault at that point in time.
Yeah.
Is what a lot of people seem to have taken from it. But
I would 100% agree. I don't think I would have said anything. And especially when you don't know if it is true or not.
Right.
It's different if there's full, blown evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did not do it. I know because X, Y, and Z or whatever it may be. But without that, you don't know if he did it or not. You weren't there, and now you're saying this. And I don't think that any person is gonna want her to be a teacher at Howard, especially no female.
Yeah.
But even a man, because that can happen to a male. So, like, you would want someone that's insensitive to those things.
You want somebody to be sensitive. You would not want somebody who is insensitive. Got it. Okay.
I thought I said wouldn't. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. You wouldn't want anyone that was insensitive. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Insensitive to.
I can't find it. I'll try it. Let's go at it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think she'll have a job. But you never know, because guess what?
Yeah.
He just got released, so.
Yeah, and apparently he's already like in the process of like working on a docu series about his life, all these things. So
I ain't watching that shit.
I think there's going to be a high turnout of people watching it. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a huge thing.
And that gonna be me. Don't ask me.
Right.
You can watch it and we can talk about it, but I'm not watching it. Because that's money in his pockets, and I refuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know.
So on from that big drop of information to unfortunately Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri
Yes.
Richardson. Why they say Sha'Carri then? They definitely be saying it.
They do. There was an interview that she corrected them.
Okay.
And yeah, she's like
So it's Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they've been saying Sha'Carri the whole time. That's what I thought it was.
She got them real quick.
My bad, boo. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yes.
Banned. Just from everything. This year, right?
Yeah, the entire Olympics in Tokyo. And what I feel like is so disheartening about the situation is that she popped off so quickly, so recently. Like, came into the spotlight.
And it's fucking
boom,
it up.
like, fastest one in America. Like just
People
popped
were
up on the
upset.
scene, and she's breaking all barriers. Yes, like, she's her and black. Yes, absolutely.
She said, "Don't, not my skin, not my hair. This is what I do.
Not my hair, nails, skin.
That's what you do. Run them. Run it."
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was very sad when I heard that.
Yeah, she tested positive for marijuana.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And initially, she's going to be disqualified from the main thing that got her into the Olympics. But there was going to be a time frame in which that she had that suspension for,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just went ahead and did it for the whole thing. I think she still would have been eligible to be a part of a relay.
Yep.
But then they decided just to go ahead and ban her the entire way.
That's very interesting. I wonder why they decided that.
She did do like someone kind of popped up on her in the airport and asked her thoughts on it. She said she pretty much had her mind mentally made up when the initial shoe dropped. She's like, there's no way they're going to let me participate at all with everything that's going on around it. And it's just so sad with everyone from, especially United States, going that's black. Like, you just see it, like, as a wave of just showing that it's not just, you know, white people that are the face of our Olympic teams. And it's just very unfortunate. And she's going through a lot. She just recently lost her biological mother not too long prior to qualifying. She's young and she's going through a lot, and, you know, coping mechanisms, things like that. It's also very unfortunate.
And stress.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So it's also kind of conflicting in the United States as well. In certain areas, state-wise, it's legal. Federally, it's still not. But it's also kind of conflicting because within the state that you're in, that is something that you're allowed to do. But, you know, I guess in the greater picture is if you're looking to compete on a national level like that for the Olympics, that's where you have to think about how that aligns.
With their rules?
Right, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, there's no care or concern why you're doing what you're doing. It's just, are you or aren't you, is the thing.
Which is interesting, because it's not really an enhancing drug.
No, it's not. And a lot of people commended her for, you know, being able to run as fast as she was while doing and, like, smoking weed.
Because, bitch.
Like, that's just not something that you're able to do. It just simply isn't.
Bitch.
Yeah, because weed is not a performance enhancement drug.
At all. It's the opposite.
At all. I mean,
Baby,
girl, you know me, I'm stuck. I ain't moving. For her to dip on all they asses,
crazy.
on all of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just very, you know, unfortunate to see her rise so quickly and then that to be taken from her. But speaking into existence, she will be there. Next Olympic Games.
Yes, baby.
Speaking into existence
Fucking it up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, a thing that has come up and which has sparked a lot of conversations would be, at this point, do you still support and watch the Olympics?
I don't watch it anyway, so don't ask me.
So, I mean, so put yourself in another person's shoes for a moment. You do watch the Olympics, you're an advocate for sports, you enjoy watching sports, and she's disqualified for this reason. Because of the decision that was made by the Olympic Committee, do you now boycott the Olympics and not watch it? Would this be a reason to validate you not watching it if you were someone who partaked in watching it before?
I'm trying to think of something that I really like, because when I don't care for it, my answer is like no. I'll try to think of something. So if this was basketball,
I mean, basketball is probably the Olympics.
But I'm trying to think of, like, I don't know. I don't watch Olympics at all. So I'm just saying, like, if it was the like, you know, what's going on right now. So
super duper deep. I'm just saying, if you
sorry, I have to
enjoy.
But for me, I have to think, like, really, it's not something I watch, I wouldn't care. That's what I'm trying to get to. I have to think of something that I would care to actually want to watch. Like, if someone said soccer, I'd be like, okay, I'm good for it. That's just me. So I'm trying to think. So to answer your question, Fee Baby,
I mean, do you think the decision was discriminatory? Do you think it was biased? I mean, I think that's when people say not to watch, it's because there's something that was done specifically to target a person.
like
NFL or Monique, when she didn't receive what she valued as herself in compensation from Netflix, when they offered her a specific amount for her comedy special. And so she called for people to boycott them. Again, different situations. But, you know. Okay. So
I'm sorry, it's very hard.
So you can't be quiet.
Yeah. I,
So the way
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really trying to come up with an answer, but in my head, because I don't care for it, literally the only answer that's popping up in my head is I don't care. I'm sorry.
So
I'm trying my hardest, y'all, but it ain't happening.
they have rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are things that you can and can't do. That is one of the major things.
Mm-hmm.
Drug tests, essentially. And so if you fail one, it's not a circumstantial thing. It's a, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You're disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
So while I get her entire background story on it, like I said, it's a yes or no. It's a pass or fail. It's not a gray area piece to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do recall back when Michael Phelps tested positive for marijuana, the swimmer, when he tested positive, this was like what, back in 07, 08, he's a white male swimmer. And it was a very different situation.
Oh, what was that
response.
situation? I'm interested.
I mean, it's just a very different response. And it wasn't as sensationalized as Sha'Carri's is. But
what happened?
Oh, you're asking real questions.
Oh, I thought you knew. I don't know.
But it was just a different response. Like, it just wasn't so much like she knew better, she shouldn't have done it. There was more space and grace, at least from the public side, given to him. I believe the ineligibility to participate was still applied to him, but the public opinion was very different at that time, and especially seeing how the progressiveness of marijuana is now versus then. Nowhere had legalized marijuana back when Michael Phelps tested positive, versus now where there are state legislations that allow you to smoke it recreationally.
I help. I wish I could see my face right now.
That's why I told her sitting here being quiet is not.
I forgot. I forgot. Our shit been fucking up, y'all. I don't know what is going on with our shit. It just don't like us.
We're about to troubleshoot because last week we thought it was a one-off. And then I promise you what happens is we record about halfway.
And the shit just say, fuck y'all.
Yeah, I think it's the device's memory piece to it. So we're going to try to troubleshoot that. Because we really want to be able to give this to you in multiple types of platforms to where you can view it as you wish.
Especially see our faces, because you know we can't hide shit.
And I know it's awkward talking about it midway through, but that's when the video part stopped working, was midday through our recording. So that's why we haven't mentioned the beginning, because the shit was working in the beginning.
Yes.
So just bear with us as we said, we are misguided hoes.
Facts.
We are working our way through the journey and figuring it out as we go. So, but
all of the above.
Yes, but yeah, I think, and it's also that also takes away from people. Or just kind of getting back to the topic. That also kind of takes away from the people who have worked to be there as well. There are other, specifically Black women, track stars who are making huge waves, gymnastics, swimming this year. So to take away from one of the more diverse years they've ever had because of what's happening to Sha'Carri, I think that takes away a lot of what other people have put in work for. While yes, the public opinion is very different as to how it handles, obviously, white people when they test positive for drugs versus a person of color, specifically Black people, but that would also take away from all the work anybody else has done to be qualified to be there. So I don't think that boycotting it would be. I don't think Sha'Carri has asked anybody to boycott it, and I think that's always the funny part. Is when the public starts asking for shit that the person who's actually involved is not asking for. Like, Sha'Carri hasn't asked nobody to protest from or boycott it, from my recollection, but that's what everyone's calling for, is boycotting.
Well, she said she already basically knew it, so she was already preparing her brain and mind for what was going to happen. I do believe that there is always a difference amongst people of color and what occurs. I don't think what she did was wrong. She smoked fucking weed. It's not an enhancement drug. So So I don't know. But I hope that she's able to come back next year, and I hope that her everyone else in the Olympics, continues to thrive and, get the medals they want to get. Specifically, black people, like Issa Rae said.
Root for
root for everybody black. So yeah, that's basically about it on my end. Like I said, I don't really watch the Olympics. I don't think I've ever have. Only thing I watch is maybe like on YouTube when bios and stuff, like I watch those, but I don't watch the full thing.
Like the routines and stuff?
Yeah, so I watch like that. So I'm like, oh, she fucked that shit up, because they be doing like little dances, and I was like, okay, you better go ahead. But other than that, I don't think I've ever watched track or any of the other shit.
Right. That's fair.
So only thing I watched this is I was like, okay, who is this motherfucker? And then, she was running circles around people, and I said, oh shit, she's fucking them up. And then this literally just came out, maybe 2 weeks, a week, something after the big thing. And yeah, so it just sucks. But she shall bounce back, and hopefully this does not deter her from all of her future endeavors. And I think she had an endorsement, and they said they're still backing her. So
Nike?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm very happy about that.
Absolutely.
So, I definitely think if it was a person of a different race, it would probably be a different story.
Right. No, I definitely could only imagine. It's happened
All the time.
before. But there was this, you had sent it in Arizona. There was a Supreme Court that upheld voting restrictions that were in place that restricted people from outside precincts, like when they vote outside their precinct, from being able to cast their vote outside and not counting.
Yes, as well as you couldn't do, like for people in poorer neighborhoods that's not able to make it to a specific location to vote. There were people that were willing to take their vote in or whatever.
Oh, like volunteers.
And so they wouldn't be able to do that.
Those wouldn't count. Like when they would take them to the ballots, those wouldn't count.
Correct. You had to be there in person. So I guess I get why maybe they would say no to it, because people, I guess, could change the person's vote.
That's mailing ballots though too. You can do the same thing with mailing ballots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And did they allow that this year?
They did.
That's interesting.
They did.
I just wanted to say that because I felt like you were going to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, they did. So it's just interesting of what they allow and don't allow. So it's just a lot of places, especially in country areas, a lot of places are far further away.
Yes.
Like where my great grandma used to live, everything was far. There was no corner store.
Right.
But that was 5 miles or so down the fucking block. So people that live in those type of areas and don't have certain transportation, this was a walk 5, 7, 12 miles to go do a vote. I don't know.
Right.
So you're telling people they have the right to vote, so why can't they vote that way? What's wrong with it?
Right. I mean, it's ways that they enact legislation that they specifically and very carefully present it to where you cannot call it outright what it is, because to the person who doesn't know any better, it just looks like, oh, that makes sense. Why would you? They could be fraudulently doing X, Y, Z.
First part. They don't know no better.
Well, there are some people who just okay, that makes sense. You literally just said that would make sense.
Because I was waiting for you to make a point. If you weren't going to say it, then I was.
Well, no, there are some people who are dumb by purposeful ignorance because they don't care to know more than what is just given to them or surface level information. And so they play on that piece.
The stupid motherfucker?
Yes, in order to enact and keep shit like this in place so that they can purposely, that purposely targets Black and brown communities.
They should probably get a bus and do a bus thing. That would be wonderful. Pick people up on a bus and to go vote. Pick people up on a bus and take them to go vote.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice. If I had money, I would do it.
Right.
I ain't got no money.
There's been all types of weird shit. Like, I think with the last election, they were prohibiting volunteers from handing out water
Which is crazy.
to people standing in lines waiting to vote.
Well, I won't hear because they definitely were doing that here.
Right.
Because I definitely got one. It was hot as fuck outside. I was hot and mad.
I actually didn't. Mine was in and out. I didn't wait outside at all. I really
Mhm.
went up to this like office suite, casted my vote, and left.
No. You know, mine, we had to, what is that off of? Kensfield and Providence. It was over there.
Mhm.
Where the McDonald's and all that is.
Mhm.
It was over there. But so we were like all the way down past Food Line, and the place was all the way at the end of the thing.
Damn.
Yeah. So that was fun, you know, and we got there early as fuck. Early as fuck.
What day of the week was it? Do you remember?
I don't know, a Thursday or something. I don't
Oh.
remember.
I think I went like in the middle of the day on a weekday. I think I had like a day off. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Do
Remember
that.
they gave us time off.
Yeah. I think it was like 2 hours or so,
Mhm.
2 or 4 hours to go vote.
Mhm.
Yeah, at work.
So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was long as fuck. But they definitely had out that, and some people had snacks and shit. And then there were some vehicles that rode by saying some slurs. Things. And I said, see.
Yeah, but voter suppression is real. Voter
Mhm.
suppression is absolutely real.
I'm trying to think of that other thing I sent you, and I can't think of it. It was in New York.
It was about voting as well.
I think it was about a law that they're trying to enact.
Huh.
It was something. Damn it, what was it? It was, I think it was either New York or New Jersey.
Well, let me take a look. See here.
Let me take a look at me.
No, I'm not seeing it. Now, while I'm scrolling through this little break real quick, let's talk about Jack Harlow and Saweetie as I try to see if I can scroll and find what you're talking about. So I know this is kind of old, but it's coming back into circulation. Where Saweetie was doing an interview with the Shade Room.
And he popped up.
Yeah, he popped up behind. Was like, "Hey, sweetie," and he was like, I'm Jack. She goes, "I know." He goes, "I just wanted to say hey," and she was just shaking. Girl, when he put his other hand on top of hers,
am I? Am I?
too smooth.
But am I? And I was like, well.
He said, "We're just really good friends. Are y'all? Are y'all?" That was hilarious. Too smooth.
It was funny.
No, I'm not seeing the other one, but I'm sure it'll come back around and it'll be something for us to talk about again.
You can use this feature with on-the-go devices.
Alexa, why are you talking?
It's Amazon.
Amazon. Why she got like 50 different alter egos?
Ah!
Alexa is Amazon too, ain't it?
That's my room.
But Alexa is Amazon, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Why she got so many, and why she so nosy?
I don't know, but we didn't even say Amazon. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
Our whole shit just...
Amazon be eavesdropping. They just don't want to let you know it.
They definitely do. They
That's why I ain't got no.
do.
I ain't got none of that.
Girl, you got a phone, bitch.
I have a phone, but my thing is turned off on it. I don't have that. What is it, Bixby? I don't have Bixby turned on. Yeah, mine is Bixby. So, and it kind of with the trend that we have going on from the Arizona voting restrictions, there's a gentleman by the name of Howard Cagney Matthews.
You said what? What's his name?
Edward
It sounded like you said Howard.
Cagney. Oh, no, Edward Cagney Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
This man decided to go, this is a white man who went onto a black man's porch and decided to have a very racially dominated argument, yelling a lot of nasty things, obviously, but which you can use your own imagination to. And all while, Mr. Matthews is being recorded. And at a point, he very loudly and very proudly essentially says, this is my address. Pull up on me.
One, that's not what you do. Because you don't want, regardless of what you're talking about, you don't give your address out to the public. Two, you don't know who's going to pull up. You don't know if it's a hood dude. You don't know if it's a scholar. You don't know if it's the police. You don't know if it's a mass killer. Like, you don't know who it is. And when you tell people to pull up, guess what? People going to pull up.
The block pulled up on him, baby. And not too long after posting that video, the police pulled up on him too.
And guess what you get? Charges.
Brought him right out the house. Y'all gonna stop being bold. Y'all gonna stop being bold.
Y'all stupid. I don't get it.
You gonna stop being a bold motherfucker.
Y'all stupid out there. Absolutely not.
Y'all must have seen when that military man was doing that to that young black boy who was out in the neighborhood.
And he was just walking.
And it was his wife that was recording them. You're gonna stop being so bold. You better get it together.
People crazy. I don't get it. I really just, I don't know what else to say. I don't get why. What's the point of it? What's the point? Like, you want to act all big and bad? Like, I don't get it. Like, why?
I don't know. But every time you tell somebody to pull up on you, they're pulling up on you.
They really are. And that would be crazy.
Keep at it. Keep at it.
I wish I was there and I'd have just stood there. Phone up, just like this. Been looking.
I know his family mad as hell. Because all them people now know where they live. So while he ain't home, best believe they also be outside of his crib.
Facts.
And now you're not there to protect your little old family.
Well, you know.
Probably has the same idea as you do. Y'all better go ahead and switch it up now.
Not all of them. Some, children and stuff will be different.
His wife
Usually, yeah, I'm quite sure the wife will be, but children may have different views.
Right.
Possibly. Well, you married him, so I can help you. Next!
Yeah. So, let's hop into
I don't wanna.
a little, you better start wanting to.
We're gonna talk into our topic.
That's what your ass
Oh, I
did.
forgot we got piercings. Oh, I got a piercing.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you did. You got your
I
little...
forgot all about that, y'all, and I just pulled it.
You got your little navel done.
Ooh. I just pulled it.
Ooh.
Does it hurt?
Ooh.
Your face. Oh, why can the camera not be working right now? Your face is
I do not... My face don't do well with pain. My face shows it all.
It was just a little nag. But I just felt it when I went to move, and I was like, oh, that is there. Because throughout the day, I really don't feel it unless it nags on something.
Mm.
And then I'm like,
Your eyes start to twitch a little bit.
I get real squinty. I wish. But, so we're going to hop into this topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the question is, what are some self-defeating habits that you have? Whether it be negative habits.
What do you mean by self-defeating?
So, for example, myself,
Mm-hmm.
I have a habit of negative thinking, negative thoughts.
Like?
Always thinking about the worst outcome of something. Like if somebody presents to me either a new way of doing something, or if it's something that I want to try out for the first time on my own, whether it be a new job opportunity, maybe moving, my initial reaction to any change or anything at all is, what is the worst case scenario? Like, what worst possibly can happen? And I tend to dwell and focus
On the worst?
on the worst in every situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that is a self-defeating habit that I have.
I don't have an imperfect. I would have to say probably overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
I am an overthinker. My pictures, like we used to say back in the day, you so ugly, your picture in the dictionary, I'm the ugly, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is overthinking. My picture's in there.
Underneath overthinking. Got it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I overthink everything.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. About everything. It be keeping me up at night. I hate it so much. But then it helps me sometimes because I think through, I think through scenarios. So I'm like, all right, if I do this, these are the outcomes. If I do this, these are the outcomes. Which outcomes would I prefer to deal with if I chose whichever route? Like, I'm one of those type people. It's annoying. Because sometimes I just want to, like, do stuff, and then I'm like, all right, so if I do this, then I can go ahead and do that, but I won't be able to do that, but I will, and I'm like, oh my, it's too
If
much.
I do this, I'm a mother, I go to jail, he's going to be an orphan.
That one, right, do you know how many times? That is literally a thought that comes to my head at least once a week. I'm like, Velvet, don't do it because you have a son. He is not old enough to take care of himself. If something happens to you, he's going to be left with certain people. And then it's like, those are the things that go through my head. So then I just don't do whatever crazy thing I'm thinking in my brain. Like, all right, let me not do that because I got to make sure my son is good. If nothing else, he got to be good. So, yeah.
So what are some things that you feel like you try to do to avoid that at times? Like when the overthinking isn't necessary, when it's just something that's very like simple, like whether that be a hair color to choose, whether that be what to get pierced, whether it be a tattoo to get.
Ask other people.
Okay, so that's your way. I mean that's real. That's a way to put a fail-safe in for your own overthinking.
Yeah, I ask other people, but usually then I go back and say, well, do I really like what they said?
Damn, girl.
I'm terrible. Majority of the time with certain things, like I have asked you several times, like in the group chat stuff, hey, should I do my hair like this or color, blah, blah, blah. That is because I'm overthinking, like, well, because I had my hair blue and I was turning the greenish color and I was like, ooh, am I going to like it when it turns that color? I know what red turns, I usually get it. Like, that was my whole thought and that's why I sent it. Because I was like, let me see what people say and then we're going to go from there. And then majority of the time, unless I am like going back and forth with myself, like, no, I really like this other one, but y'all said something else. So then I keep trying to talk myself into the one that I really like instead of just doing it. But yeah, that's me. It's a lot.
Gotcha.
I hate it.
Gotcha.
What about you?
When it comes to like my negative thinking, typically what I like to do is frame it in regards to where I'm at currently. Like you think so negatively, you think the worst is going to happen. Has the worst happened to you? Has that been your reality? Like you have all these negative thoughts, but has it ever happened to you? Is that really realistic for you? No, because also there's this book, and I need to read it again. I think it's called Who Moved My Cheese? And it's a book about mice essentially, and it's a book about like them talking out them going through life and the changes they encounter. There are two sets of mice, and they have to constantly find a food source, which is cheese. One set of mice are very determined to go with their path to the cheese they always go to and nothing else. And one day when the cheese is not there, they pretty much like suffer. Whereas the second set of mice, they're growing and changing and evolving with wherever this cheese is placed. But it was recommended to me by a manager of mine because I was very adverse to the changes that we were making in the workplace. I didn't think they made sense. I thought it made the job more difficult. Like I wasn't able to see the promise that they had in it. Now, I will say, spoiler alert, they implemented the change. They just undid the change yesterday. So, I was right with thinking the change was a shit show. But nonetheless.
Well.
Sips tea. But, it tends to be my overall thinking. For the most part, change is something that I don't welcome frequently. It's because of my negative thought processing. So, I tend to just kind of stop myself like, hey, is this thought process you're taking, one, is it realistic? Two, are there other explanations? Like, I'll also take this into relationships. Like, if something happens and I don't have an immediate explanation as to why something happened, like if I didn't hear from you for a little bit, or like if there just seems to be like a bit of a distance. Yeah. Instead of automatically thinking the worst, I'm like, okay, let me come from curious. Let me engage in the conversation, but not come from a negative place in it, because I still want those answers. That's not something I can't go without the answers. But instead of allowing myself to go into like a hole
Frenzy
with my thoughts,
mm-hmm.
I just, instead of allowing myself to go there, I'll be open and to have that dialogue with somebody. Mm-hmm. So it's either confronting the negative thoughts or like confronting it with whatever my dilemma is, or self-talk. You haven't encountered this horrible thing that you've always imagined is going to happen. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's going to happen this time? And it's kind of worked through my thoughts there.
Okay.
I mean, it's a real thing. Those are things that, you know, people battle on a daily basis.
Me on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Even this morning, I was overthinking shit, and I was like, just get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck out. I came home and was tired as fuck. Just,
yeah.
My alarm went off, and I was like,
no.
Well, if I had a whole conversation with myself. That's a whole 5-minute conversation. I could have been asleep.
Yes.
But instead, I had a 5-minute conversation that took away 5 minutes from my sleep that I could have just enjoyed. I was very sad.
You lose.
I did lose. I lost it. I lost it. So I actually have a question. Are we done with that topic?
Yeah.
So, what do you think is a good time after meeting someone for a relationship?
So, are we saying to call it a relationship, or like to have the conversation with that person,
mm-hmm.
like it's a relationship?
Mm-hmm. Or when do you think like
an appropriate time for you to have been with that person for it to then be a relationship?
Yes.
So I'm of the school of we talking about stuff off jump. Like, first of all, like if you're talking about like in the dating sphere, we're talking about intentions with dating from
mm-hmm.
the beginning. Why are you dating? Are you dating to be in a relationship? Are you dating multiple people? Because then that kind of helps weed out what your trajectory is going to be.
Uh-huh.
One, with whomever you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a relationship, but they're still very much dating, then you two might two entirely different wavelengths.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say, so if you two are on the same page about what you both want, and both of you have expressed your intention with dating with one another is to have a relationship, I would say probably it goes from dating to exclusivity.
What is going on with you?
I don't know. I can't.
It's that pineapple.
Exclusivity. I wish y'all could see my face.
It's a pineapple, y'all. I'm about to sell these bitches, because, baby.
No, I just don't know why I can't speak. Maybe it's the pineapple. Who knows? But I think there's, like, layers to getting to the relationship. There's dating, it's you two being exclusive with one another, and then the relationship. I think that comes around, for me, around, like, month and a half, maybe 2 months.
So that's definitely less than I thought you were going to say.
What do you think I was going to say? 6 months?
No, I thought you were going to say more like 3 months-ish.
3 months? I mean, it all just depends. Like, again, this is y'all having like real life conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're just kind of dating and just seeing where it goes, then at that point it's probably around like those 3 months or so. But if like you two are like in each other's faces, y'all are checking in with one another, like y'all are kind of moving with one another,
mm-hmm.
like I feel like there's a difference there.
Okay. I had a conversation with a gentleman. He was talking. Sorry, y'all. Mm-hmm. He was talking about this with a girl, and she was like, I don't really date until, like, I don't get in a relationship until around 6 months. And I was just like, that's very interesting. I didn't get it. Like, why you have a time frame, like, in relation to that.
I guess my question would be, like, what's going on within those first 6 months? Like, are you exclusive with that person? Mm-hmm. Are you still dating other people? Like, what is it?
I think they just, I don't know. I don't know. So I had asked, I was like, so I just need more information. Maybe I'm missing something of why 6 months was given. And he was just like, I don't know. I asked her, and she said that's just how her rules have been. Like those are her rules. Like she can be exclusive with someone, but they aren't in a relationship until 6 months. I don't know. Maybe if she's trying to weed out something, I don't know. Around maybe 4 months or something, she's used to guys doing. So I don't know. I don't know.
Could be a commitment problem for her.
Yeah. Could be. I was just. It was interesting. I didn't get it.
It could be a lot of things, and I think a lot of speaking from a woman's perspective, a lot of women also become very hesitant to put labels on things because a lot of times women, even like myself included, have concerns for putting labels on something will scare the man away. Like as if there's, and that's the weird part because you have people who report that an overwhelming amount of men do want to be in relationships. But when you, in lack for other words, apply certain pressure and saying like, I want this to be me and you, there seems to be something that deteriorates at that moment.
Yeah.
And so for someone who may be saying, 6 months and then like, we're together, we're in a relationship, may sound good, and that sounds like, oh, maybe you're not trying to tie me down. Maybe you're trying to give me my space and us to get to know each other, and there's no pressure of our relationship. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or it could be a commitment problem. It could be any number of things.
Yeah.
Also, a specific time frame is also kind of weird.
That.
Like you have a specific time frame
6 months.
set.
Yeah. So I was like, is it 6
Like,
months
I would
of the
probably
date,
say
or
if we've been dealing with each other for like a full month, I think at that point is when I would want, like, I would say month and a half is when I would want, obviously this is the prerequisite of like us having the conversation up front, but I think a month and a half is when we would revisit, because it's important to have check-ins throughout all like
still
phases.
Feeling me, I'm still feeling you.
Yeah.
We still on the same path.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's important to do check-ins throughout, relationships, situationships, whatever, what have you. Make sure you're both on the same page. But like, if you can't go from like dating to a relationship without there being a conversation. I feel like that's also like a gray, weird area in itself. Just to assume you're in a relationship after dating, because there are very different rules that apply for you dating someone versus you being in a relationship with somebody. So I feel like that's important to have that
conversation,
that piece.
Yeah.
And plus, there's a lot that happens in the first 6 months. Like you're getting to know like a brand new person. So
maybe that's why she wants to get to know more majority. You can't really know majority of someone in 6 months, but I guess, but know a lot more than the normal time frame. I'm trying to think of when I had my first real relationship, how long we were dating before being in a relationship. And I don't know.
That's difficult. That's really, because like, I've only had like one relationship post high school. In high school, you were automatically in a relationship. You were seeing someone.
I didn't want in high
Oh,
school.
I was boy crazy all of school, so I always had like a boyfriend for like the longest time. But like,
ho,
no, nice.
Miss got a hoe.
But like, so, in like high school, if you were just dating, like you weren't dating, you were in a relationship in high school.
This is my boyfriend.
Yeah, like, automatically. But as an adult, I've only had one serious relationship as an adult. And I would say at the beginning of that, the person I was with was very shaky on putting labels on stuff. Early on.
Shaky?
Yeah, it was very shaky on putting labels on things. So you just have to have that conversation. I don't know if you said, what are your thoughts as far as time frame, or if there is one for you, what are your thoughts on it?
I go with the flow. I first, there is definitely a conversation.
Right.
At the beginning, like, what are your intentions and what are mine? We have to make sure that our intentions are the same. If they're not the same, there's no point in us even going past that point.
Right.
So if our intentions are the same, then we move forward. So that's the dating, and then I think it's just a conversation that would happen whenever, I guess, one or both of us are like, you know what, I'm really digging you. I don't want you to see nobody else. I don't want to see nobody else. And, you're my woman, I'm your man, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's just I don't think there is a time frame. I definitely don't think there, I'm trying to figure out the words to say.
So let's flip it. How long should you be going without having that conversation establishing the relationship?
Hold on. Rephrase that. Say again.
So versus establishing that it is, how long should you be prolonging that conversation? What time frame is too long to not establish what you are or are not? She's thinking.
I'm sorry.
She's in thoughtful.
I am really.
It's very different not having the video
because I really am thinking.
Because you can see she's thinking, but right now she's
I
thinking.
forgot, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm like,
Please hold.
do. I would have to say, I think I'm gonna go around 3 months.
3 months.
I think the 3 months is cool. Again, initial conversation had, right?
Right.
And then I would say y'all are dating for, y'all are going on dates, dating, blah, blah, blah. And then I think around the 3 months, y'all should figure out, what y'all are really trying to do. Like, do y'all want to be in a relationship? Are y'all, not? Like, y'all still.
Right.
But I think at the 3 months, it's probably already happened.
Right.
But I think 3 months should definitely be the cap.
You'd be very surprised at how long people will go without
A title?
not even a title, but just having the conversation.
Oh, I
There
definitely was in one of
is
those.
something about a lot of people who just refuse to either discuss what it is
I'll put a label.
or put a label.
Yeah.
On
I was
something.
in one of those.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time.
And so what prevented you from having that conversation? Was it that you were trying to have it and they weren't hearing it? Or were you trying to see what they were going to do with it? Kind of how did that happen?
I think it was mainly trying to see what they were going to do. Because I think it has to go back to women pressuring. So then you're like, well, I want to have it, but do I want to have it? But oh my God, if I do have it, it's
like they're gonna make it weird.
And
they're
then it's
gonna
a whole
act like I'm trying to
thing.
force them to do something.
Yeah, and I just I don't like to feel like I'm forcing.
But at that point, you're depriving yourself of something.
Yes. So it's like but it's also overthinking. It goes back to that.
But
Overthinking.
sometimes, so I won't say the self-defeating things aren't sometimes useful.
Yeah.
Because I do think that those things, if we let them go untamed,
They're crazy.
they can be detrimental to us. But when we use them constructively, then they can be of good value to us.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know. I try to let the man take the lead for the most part, ish. Ish at the end of that. Because I don't want to feel like I am overwhelming. Because I definitely can be. I've realized that about myself over like the last year time frame that I feel like I can be like when I like something, it doesn't have to be an individual, but like just doing something, I'm on it. Really?
I can agree.
Yeah.
I can agree.
So sometimes I feel like I can be overwhelming when it comes to me dating. But it's also, I haven't actually dated in a long ass time. So it's me trying to figure out, all right, well, do I do this? Do I do that? Should I message him? Should I not? Should I wait for him to message? It's so many things, and overthinking is just way too much. And then some days I just like, fuck it, I ain't gonna do shit. And but then it's like, but I want to talk to the person. But do you? But and it's way too much. And I don't want to feel overwhelming, so sometimes I just let it be.
So do you want to a secret? So whomever you're with is gonna accept you as just like that. Anybody who you're having to make yourself smaller for, even doing that, the communication piece, that's making yourself smaller in what you truly are and who you want to be. Because whoever you're gonna be with truthfully is gonna need to be okay with that. And so you trying to save them from that piece is ultimately going to be demise for you later because that's not who you truly are. Yeah. You're trying to alter yourself for them. And whoever you're going to be in love with, that's going to be something they adore about you, and that you're passionate. So
I like the word passionate.
Passionate.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking.
Listen, whomever you will end up with, that is going to be something they love about you. Mm-hmm. Or be like, that's just V, that's just her. Yeah. That's just how she is.
And that's what I was thinking too, but again, I overthink. And
Sometimes we gotta let those pieces go. Sometimes we just have to be like,
slow. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. So I'm talking to a gentleman, and then sometimes I feel like, damn, I feel like I'm overwhelming. But I had expressed that to the person. He was like, no. And I was like, but I really feel like it. So I had to get out of myself and just let it be. But I was like, I really feel like I am. I let it go to front sometimes. I don't know, especially when I be looking stuff up or, like, well, I was off for like a week. So then when I was just sitting there, I was watching these things on, what the fuck is it? Well, a lot were on Instagram, but like I would snap or on Snapchat. But I would take a picture of like something I saw that was fucking funny and send it. Like, I send you shit all the time 'cause I think it's funny, and so I would send it to him, and I was like, oh my god, I probably sent like 3 of these. So it was just like, So I don't know. But anyways, enough about me.
I mean, that was a good little session. That was a good little session. Yeah, I think everyone.
I'm gonna tell them not to listen to this one.
Don't listen to after 1 hour.
Yeah.
We don't talk about shit after that.
Yeah, we're just shooting shit.
Shooting the shit. No, I think that's always important to also check in with yourself, like when you're dating somebody, to like make sure you, for one, you are meeting someone new, and a lot of times we want to put that like pristine foot forward. We want to like give them like
the best part of you,
the best part of us,
the fake part,
and then that shit will come crumbling down on you real quick. Or that could suit them away. However, if you're trying to play that distant game, like I'm just not gonna message them that often. People are like, I want my bitch to blow me up all the time. I want you to be about me all the time, and like you're trying to be cute and quaint and not saying shit. And he's like, well, this bitch ain't even interested. Yeah. So they can also work against you.
So I just be me, but really sometimes I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm overwhelming. Oh, well.
No, I can tell you as your friend you're not. With your friends, you're authentically who you are, period. And so if your friend feels like you're worrisome, then you probably are. Because your friend are who you are, like, regardless. Like, you don't give a shit because I'm not fucking you. Yeah. So, like...
You're like, all right, bitch.
Right.
Calm down.
Right.
Yeah. No, we be sending shit to each other all day.
All fucking day. All fucking day. But that's also something like, for me, flip side, for someone who I'm dating, I want to be able to send you shit like, I love laughter, I love being fun. Like, I want to send you shit all fucking day. Like, I just want to be weak, I want to laugh, like, find little things that we can have inside jokes about. Yeah. Like, that's, like, what gets me. If you're someone who I can't send that shit and you can't get it and we can't connect like that, it ain't gonna work. Yeah. So I can't play cute and just be like, oh, I don't really want to... I messaged him, like, maybe 5 minutes ago. No, I found something funny I want to send you again.
So I said she's it.
And so you will watch them all when you receive time.
But then I'm like, well, anyways, we're done talking about that.
Okay.
It's the whole thing. Like, literally, I just overthink it a lot.
That's life. And I think that, we're not unique in the things that we go through. I think that's also why it's so important for us to have the platform so we can discuss this. Other people can hear it and be like, you know what?
I do that shit.
I didn't even realize I did. That's me. That's not healthy.
No.
That's not good.
Maybe
I should try doing that in moderation then.
Not saying 20 messages, maybe like,
19.
See, I went down to 12. This bitch said 19. Okay, so we're reducing one at a time.
Baby steps.
Okay.
I don't want to go through withdrawals. Baby steps.
I cannot. But yeah, so it's like trying to date again is a lot.
It absolutely is. And you've got to also check in with yourself throughout the process.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you're doing okay, you're comfortable with the pace it's going, that, at the same time, you're not bringing anything in from prior relationships, situationships, traumas in your life, because those things will sneak up on your ass and slap you the fuck down.
Especially dealing with cheaters.
Yes.
Liars. So mistrust is a huge thing, usually leaving one relationship to the next. Cheaters, leaving one to the next, because then you're like, oh, well, my ex used to do that, and he's doing that, and that's too much. And so that's something I definitely had to deal with. That's a whole thing. So I don't have those issues. I believe you until...
Your parents is something that influenced you as well.
Absolutely. Ooh, yes. My daddy was a cheater, and But the one thing that I say, I'm probably sure, our misguided hosts have heard me say this a bunch of times. If nothing else, tell me the truth.
Right.
Because once you don't, they really just, I just can't. Because anything come out your mouth, the first thing that's coming to my head is, nah, your ass is lying.
Yeah.
And you really could be telling the whole truth. But you could probably have evidence. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to break that.
It
Get
is.
it back once you break it. That's very
So
difficult.
just tell me the truth. If you was fucking Monica, then tell me you was fucking Monica. Not because I caught you, but tell me you fucked Monica, and that is a conversation we can have, and we can see if we can move past.
Right.
But once you lie, and then I catch you, or then whatever happens, or Monica tells me, y'all was fucking, or whatever it may be, like,
It's a wrap.
yeah, you should just fucking tell me.
Right.
So that's also had a conversation last night
Mm-hmm.
about. But yeah, interesting.
Those are important conversations to have up front.
It is, because I have never cheated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely been cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, that's the one thing I don't think I could ever do. And it's not because there are not fine men in the world that I'd be like, oh, absolutely. There are celebrities, however, that whoever I end up with will understand that if these celebrities approach me, we already know what the deal is. Okay? That's it. We already talked about it. You can't get upset about it. I'm going to call you before and say, hey, J. Cole hit me up. I saw him at a concert, and he said it's on and popping. I'm letting you know it's on and popping. Okay? And that's what it is.
Right.
But other than that, even then I probably wouldn't, because, I'm in a relationship. But in my head, I feel like I would like, exactly. But in real life, I don't think that I physically could, especially if I'm with someone that I truly want to be with.
Right.
But I don't even know where I was going with that. I went around the
cheating.
Yep.
You couldn't do it.
You're welcome.
See, you listening. That's why you like it. So I couldn't do it because I've literally seen what it did to my mother.
Right.
And I think that was the key factor.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it being done to me, but before even that, I couldn't do it. I can't do it because of what it did to my mother. My father cheated, I don't know how many times, and also had a child with a woman while they were married. That is close to the same age as my youngest sister.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
So it was just seeing how that pain and what my mom went through is something I didn't feel like I wanted to do with, like, have anyone go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if that's someone you love, I just couldn't do it.
That's real. That's real.
I don't know. I don't know how we got on all of that, but yeah, so just apparently going on a rant.
That's what we here for, Give the deeds, give the steeds, and have these random conversations that come up that are real and impact our lives.
Yeah. Hopefully y'all are having, great dating life. I think one thing we're going to have to talk about is how to, I think we discussed it maybe a little bit. I don't know if we went in full detail. How to be open for love or for new relationships or for...
I think we touched on that a bit with Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll probably need to devote a bit more time. It is.
Conversation.
It is.
To be open for something that you're worth, but
Hasn't always been shown to you or made apparent
yes.
that you are, because it
Uh-huh.
hasn't been given to you.
Uh-huh. So we ain't gonna talk about it now because that's a whole long ass thing.
Yes.
But we're gonna have to bring that up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like always, we do appreciate y'all for
Yes.
listening,
Yes.
helping.
All of our misguided hoes out
Yes, misguided hoes.
Yes.
Come through.
there. And always make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell
everybody.
Yes.
Yes, and like always, life is tough, my dear, but so are
You. Woo, woo.
woo woo.
Ah! And just remember that each of you are beautiful and to never say what?
Oh, bitch, messed up, stagnant.
I messed up for the first time. Let's go back and see how many
That's
times.
what you get. That is what you get.
It's the pineapple. It's the pineapple.
That last 15 minutes was the pineapple, baby. I love it. Your ass was getting deep, emotional,
Woo! And
being vulnerable.
No more pineapples.
Recommended to take with one pineapple per episode.
Exactly. Bitch, you say 2. We in here for 8 hours. Talk, goddamn. Woo! No more pineapple. I was feeling it, and it was, nope, I don't like it. Nope. Just remember that each of you are beautiful and to never say what?
On the run back stagnant.
In your motherfucking life. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Bye, misguided hoes.
Yes, misguided hoes. We were on 2 different. Hold on. What?
We were. I don't know where we were.
I was on misguided hoes and you said
We scatting already.
I cannot. What the fuck? Bitch, apparently I had a couple pineapples. You had 1 and a cup, and we is feeling it. We is feeling it. I don't want to be no more pineapples.
Pineapples.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in.
Bye.